Hey y'all, it's your girl Donna here with Jay Hendo, and tonight I'm ready to get all up in his business. Jay Hendo, raw and uncut. What's up?
What's up? Getting all in this business. I don't
Yes.
know what I got myself into tonight, y'all, but you're gonna learn a lot more about me because I know she got some questions that oh shit.
Yeah, I do. I'm about to ask everything the people have always wanted to know, like why you so loud and always no.
Ha
Why do you think you funny? Why do you think just all the questions that they want to know?
Well, I don't necessarily think I'm funny. Wait,
You have your own voice.
time out about it because there's two versions of funny. So I know I ain't funny that version, but the
You
other
definitely
version,
not. Yes,
definitely not that funny.
definitely not that funny.
That funny. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not that funny. So let's get this started because I think that lately you've been on a journey, right? And so last year around this time you were recovering from an injury. And so it seems like that incident sparked a lot of stuff in just like self-discovery and things in your life. So what did you learn? What lessons did you learn as a result of your injury?
So, oh man, that's like a question. But as I ask that question, I'm gonna do something real quick.
Oh goodness.
So, no, not like that.
Okay.
Think about I don't know what you think about. Well, no, from the injury, I
Mhm.
wasn't expecting. So I went down. I'm gonna let people know a little short version. I went down to Florida because I still thought I had game and everything playing football, and I suffered a patella tendon
Mhm.
rupture. So let me tell you something. You tie your knee up like that. So I was on the field. I was backing up, and I heard. Is you know how you have a slingshot and you
Mhm.
pop it? That's what I heard in my knee. So I was backing up. And I heard like this slingshot effect, and I thought I bumped knees. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm hurting. I'm gonna get right back up. So I got help on the sidelines and everything, and I'm on the bench. And I'm like, notice I couldn't move my leg forward. And I'm thinking I'm about to still play in this game. So I tried to get up. I couldn't move my leg forward. So they got a cart. And they put me in this golf cart and they took me to the medical tent. So I was in the medical tent, and the lady in the medical tent told me, move your leg lateral, left, right.
Mhm.
I was able to move. So she told me to move it up. I couldn't. So she
Mhm.
said, possible patella tendon tear.
Mhm.
I didn't want to believe it. So I was like, whatever. Well, I found out when I was walking, I saw a little African American female eating, and she saw me walking. So she saw my knee buckle, and she
Mm.
turned her head like, so it made my heart drop. I'm like, damn, this injury is serious. Like shit. Like I had to sit down on the bench. I had to make my way to go get my bag and walk to my rental car.
Mm.
Uh, that's when I knew it was real. I got my rental car. I tried to drive back to the Airbnb. So driving back to Airbnb. Now, when you tell your patella tendon you have no movement to lift up on the gas pedal for brake pedal, unless you have the
Mhm.
gas feet like me can move lateral. You can't do this. So I almost drove off a damn bridge because I couldn't move up. And
What the hell?
yeah, my instinct told me last minute slam on the brake pedal with my left foot. I couldn't move my right. So I had to go to Walgreens, buy crutches, and I spent most of my time back in the Airbnb. Let me tell you something. You got an injury like that and you need people, it was a life changing event, but it was an eye opener as well.
Mhm. So you just saw like how people abandon you during times of need and stuff like that.
Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna tell you from a work perspective. No matter what you do at work, you can be like the employee of the month, employee of the month, employee of the year. You can do
Mhm.
everything at work. But when your back is against the wall, that's so you know who's for you. Family, friends, your employer. Hey, what's up, Pex? What's going on?
Apex.
That's how you know who's for you.
Mhm.
So when I tore my knee, man, I first of all I'd like to thank everybody that reached out because I didn't do such an injuries that serious, and I couldn't do nothing for months. I was locked up in a brace, I had surgery, and I was on like house lock for real.
Mhm. Yeah, and you are one that's always on the go, always on the move, used to doing stuff by yourself. So do you think like that made you a little bit depressed?
It made me depressed. I couldn't get out. I'm used to like getting out, going to run,
Mhm.
work out, go to the mall, getting the girls, getting to do stuff. So when I got injured, I couldn't do shit. And when you're dependent on people, I'm not very dependent on people. I get out and go do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
No eye roll.
Yes, absolutely. It's very hard to do stuff for you. So yeah, super, super, super depressed. So when you had this injury, what was one thing you was like, I can't wait to do blank when I get back right?
I know what. So when I just go to the gym. I'm a gym person, so I like to go to the gym a lot. There's one thing I couldn't wait to do was go to the gym and go running. I have not been running downtown since I injured. It's been over a year. So I've been downtown, Navy Pier, running across Lakefront. But I was itching to get my ass out of the house to go do it. That was a real. You know what? I think that was the beginning. I didn't say the beginning. It took some time, but I had to go through some pain, and then I had to go through some real life stuff to be the mature person I am right now today.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. Do you think you're happy where you are in life right now?
I am. You know what? Well, besides a few events going on that we probably gonna discuss later, I'm happy because let me tell you something. Being a dad is dope. Being a father is one of the dopest things in the world. I don't know how dudes can be out there and be a broke dumbass daddy. Being a dad is dope. I love spending time with my girls more than anything. I take them everywhere with me. I was looking at my gallery today, my pictures, and I take them everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Like I never really had me time. Like, what do I do with like myself? I take them everywhere. Like I just took Bella. We went for ice cream. Being a dad is the dopest thing. So I'm happy where I'm at. I wish that my kids are under one household. I wake up, nobody's here but me and my tenant in the basement. My brother, shout out to him. But no, it sucks. If I could do some things differently, go back, I would. I think that a lot of depression that I had dealing with, I never got like my depression like addressed prior to like recently. As men, we cover a lot of things up. We cover stuff up, and we never really talk about what goes on in our lives. We kind of like put it on the back burner. It's not that important. So I wish I would have did this stuff years ago. Yeah, a decade ago. Yeah, I wish a lot of guys, a lot of women too. People deal with things and we feel like it's no big deal. We don't need to address it. But I'm gonna tell you something. Like depression and stuff, that's real. Like no matter what you're going through in life, depression is a real thing. So it took me some time to come to realization and then be accountability. I had a problem holding myself accountable for things. I used to blame others, but now being a man I am today, shit, fuck. If it's my fault, it's my fault.
You ain't like it ain't my fault. That ain't
but I think I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, God's blessed me to get where I am. That's the most important thing. So I am happy because God brought me here. So I have an open ear. I talk to God every day.
Yeah.
Even though I do some foolish things and jokey jokes, but He know I be joking.
God know your heart.
I talk to Him. You know what I'm saying? That's real. Like, so I'm happy. I still have some things to do. I still have some things to accomplish though. So definitely.
Yeah. So like I would say in the last 2 to 3 years, you have had more of a focus on God and prayer and stuff, right? So what brought that change about? Like what made you say, you know what, I need to pray more often. I need to, have a little more faith. What brought that about?
Well, it's all about who you hang around. Because I could put a shout out to my brother Marcus. He got pretty heavy into the word, the Most High. And he invited me to a few Bible sessions. Actually, no, he's on a few podcasts. So it brought the whole thing with this pandemic. The whole thing with that, you know what I'm saying, and seeing people suffer and lose jobs, and people life like changing and people losing their life and everything. You can, first of all, the rug could be pulled from underneath you at any moment. You got to enjoy life. You got to find out your purpose on this earth. Everybody has a purpose here. That's why we're sitting here. We're breathing right now. That's how we're talking. We have a purpose to serve. God has a purpose for us. We got to figure that out. Talk to Him and figure that out. So as I did more reading, He got me into the Word. He just sends scriptures and everything, and I write them down, and I'll go back and read. I'm still in the process of learning, but he put me in that. And actually, from talking to him, I downloaded the Bible app.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible app on my phone, he be stalking. You ain't pray today. He just sent me the morning scripture, send me the night scripture. And I think one time the Bible app cussed at me and like, your ass ain't pray today, boy.
Stop it. Stop it.
No, seriously. Being around people that give you that energy, you realize how important things are. So like praying and everything, you know, it got stronger over the years. When I first started, I didn't take it as seriously as I take it now.
Mm-hmm.
But I did always pray with Bella, my oldest.
Yeah.
We always pray, and we pray over the phone. She's here at night. We pray. One thing I tell her is pray, and I even talk to her when she's going through some things too. I'm like, you know what? Things happen for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
and it's to make you stronger. You know, that's why you pray every day,
Mm-hmm.
talk to God every day. So I have to be that strong person and be strong through prayer, so I can pass it down to my 9-year-old.
Yeah. Did you listen to the songs I sent you? No.
What songs?
Never mind. I sent you the Amazon playlist.
Oh no, I did listen to a few, but I didn't get through the whole playlist because I was still playing my playlist. I was listening to inappropriate music, like it seems like you're ready. I could have sworn. I go from there to church songs.
It's about the inspiration.
I feel a little weird, you know. I'm listening to freaky music. I listen to freaky music, and you gonna send me gospel music.
I didn't know it was early in the morning. Well, never. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah. All right. So you talked about like your purpose. What do you think your purpose in life is? Your purpose.
My purpose in life is to motivate others. For one, for example, kids especially. I had even in my line of work dealing with kids. I tell a story all the time. I do things a little different. Some people that's in the field of law enforcement, they come across people they like robots, right? It's enforce the law, enforce the law, enforce the law. But in reality, you are a therapist. You are there to help people. You are there to listen to people's problems. You can't act like you're above and beyond people because it makes people less likely to come to you. So my purpose, especially for the younger generation, is like, you know, put some advice in the air, put some words in the air. So for the best example, the best story I like is a young man I told you, he's like 15. I used to stop him every day. And I never locked him up. Never did nothing like that. Little scruffy hair, you know what I'm saying? A little sluggish. You know, got the little hair like he's in the episode of The Wire. You know, so he's, but you know what I'm saying? I preach to him every day, talk to him. So one day he really needed my help. He got jammed up. He was in a stolen car, but somebody else was driving. They tried to say he was driving, and he was like panicking, like, "Hey, this is not what driving. You ain't see me." And that's right. So I pulled him to the side, like, "Brother, I got you out of jam because you was gonna get jammed up. They was gonna charge you anyway. Right. So what you gonna do after today? I've been preaching to you for a whole year. Make some changes, man. I've been had your back for a year." So until that kid disappeared. Until one day, I was in Mississippi getting my sandwich, my turkey sandwich, hot. I think it was turkey sandwich. Anyway, I was in Mississippi in a restaurant, and this kid came by. Boom, Henderson, what's up, man? So I'm like, what's up? I don't know who this kid is. So now he ain't looking all scruffy, right? This kid got all trimmed up, you know what I'm saying? Got the tan khakis, light pink polo shirt with the little shoes with top, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. I'm like, what's going on? He like, you remember me? I'm like, no. So you're talking about the incident. So he's like, I'm a changed man. So, but come to find out, he was a businessman at age 19. This was years ago, so I haven't seen him since. 19, businessman, got his high school degree. I can't remember his business he opened up. He's like, man, I saw you. It's a blessing I had to come by and I had to say thank you. And he asked for a hug. So that almost made me emotional. I'm like, damn, like if you can honestly change life, and if people have this mentality where they can change somebody's life, a lot of things done better, you know, than before. You gotta, like, kids don't have no role models at home. I think my purpose here is to show kids that even though you don't have a father in the house, you don't have a mother in the house, you don't have both parents, you still have a purpose in life. It might be harder, and it may be bigger barriers for you to break,
Mm-hmm.
God has you here for a reason. So I like to tell my story. I grew up in the projects.
Right.
I shouldn't be here. My life flashed before my eyes multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I should be shot and killed by gunfire right now
Mm-hmm.
with the stuff I've been through. So to get through that burden in the ghetto and to be here is not only a blessing, but it's somebody passing on to kids who are dealing with the same thing.
Yeah. So the way you grew up in Algera Gardens, and how did you end up at ISU? Like, how did that even happen?
So, first of all, I hate the movie Love and Basketball.
Okay.
I was dating this girl in high school, and I had opportunities to actually go to Florida State University.
Oh yeah.
No, not Florida State. I'm sorry, Miami. The U,
Yeah.
Miami. They Miami sent me this packet, whatever, fly me out, and they came out. I had a few opportunities at other university, Ball State, but she didn't apply for those schools. She applied to Illinois State. So I was getting recruited by Illinois State University. So I said, fuck it. We dating, go to same college, like Love and Basketball. You did?
Mm-hmm.
Our relationship lasted a month and a half in the college and was broke up. That's how I ended up at Illinois State. I went there for football.
Yeah.
And I got there, I thought I was on a scholarship. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know I could walk on.
Mm-hmm.
I got there, I had to practice, but I had to pay for school. So practice lasts for about, if that, a week. I had to focus on school. It was a big responsibility, that's a big thing to get through, kind of crazy.
So how did going to ISU impact you?
Well, I got to be around different people. Like, so let me tell you something. Diversity is so important. We got a lot of ignorant people in this damn world. A lot of ignorant people to say, like, I think Ashley said last night in the podcast, like some black people going to ask, do you speak Mexican?
Right.
That ain't downright disrespectful.
Yeah.
Somebody come to you and say, you speak black?
Say,
So I think when I went to, because I was ignorant. Let me tell you something. I went to college. I don't think I like white people. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. This is raw on my cut.
yeah.
I was ignorant as hell. So white folks was like, man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was a ghetto kid coming out of high school, going to a diverse, well, majority white college, so diversity in some ways.
Yeah.
I had never been around, Caucasian individuals before.
Yeah.
But I had a different view. It made me more open-minded, being around people different. The Caucasian, I had a friend that was Asian, Hispanics. I got to be around different cultures and actually learn.
Yeah.
Something. It's very important. I know I didn't do an HBCU, and I would never, if I got to go back and do it again, I never go to all black college. It's important for us to learn diversity. We are so ignorant to each other's culture. That's why we're so divided as a country. We're so fucking ignorant. We are ignorant toward each other's culture. We got the worst stereotypes about each other's cultures. I can't preach how important it is to go to a diverse school.
Yeah.
It's more important.
Yeah. Because so when we first met, you was walking around with your red do-rag on.
Hey, I was in college, right? I had the red do-rag and shit. I had waves though. It was ocean. It was ocean 11 down the aisle. She couldn't tell me nothing. I brushed my hair like,
oh my god!
I had the hair,
Oh my god, that's too funny.
I did. I had that Timberland boots and
walk in my room with a red do-rag on. I'm like, who is this dude?
Hey, you know what? Ignorant as hell. Those kids just called me Bin Laden my freshman year. Do-rag on Bin Laden. Hey, I can't tell you how important it is, though, for you to learn somebody else's culture. If we have a better understanding of each other's cultures, this world would be so different. Caucasian people will understand African American will understand Caucasians, Hispanics, all different cultures, Mexican, Puerto Rican, don't matter. No, you'll have an understanding. We're so ignorant to each other. That's why we can't succeed. And that's why racism exists, because we have a lack of knowledge of the other culture that live with us.
Yeah. And so you've worked in a few departments. Have you worked in a department where there was racism amongst you all as officers?
I'm gonna be honest. I worked at a big agency. I don't want to say an agency name because
Right.
there's something going on right now I haven't told you about with that agency. It just sparked and came up
Okay.
the past. But it was a big, so this is why I say that learning another culture is important. When you're a police officer and you go to a different department, you got to go through field training. So now you got to deal with personalities.
Mm-hmm.
One department, let me tell you something. When I first started in the police academy, people looked at me like the ghetto dude, right? Against the ghetto motherfucker right here. Call me Chicago. A lot of these people from these agencies, like up north, northwest, they were acting all uppity and shit like they was better than me. I'm like probably the only black man in the academy. But you know me, you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna show you three
Yeah.
or four times I can do it.
Yeah.
So I was me in the academy.
Mm.
I was me. I was shooting. I had never shot a gun before until I got to the academy.
Really?
That motherfucking gunfire came out that pistol, called me Little Pistol Pete. Because I was fucking shooting all the time.
Oh my
We had this thing where an open session where we could shoot each other's gun. So I got this one guy gun. I can't remember what kind of gun it was. It just sparked fire all over the place. So I got it like pop, 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 pop. And I got the little nickname, Little Chicago, Big Chicago.
God.
That on that shit, you know what I'm saying? Get
Mm.
a Caucasian man. But no, he's cool though. The guy, the striker was cool. He's a cool dude.
Okay.
Uh, so and that thing though was guys there that thought that me being black, being where I was from, that I wasn't gonna make it. And that stereotype carried over to when I started other departments where
Mm-hmm.
I'm a respectful man, but I don't react well not being disrespected because I'm gonna give you what you give me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem when you go to this one department. I saw a lot of black officers that were mistreated,
Mm-hmm.
that were like given a hard time getting through the program, including myself. I'm gonna tell you this one investigation that was brought on me, right? So I had this one field training officer.
Yeah.
She had bad officer safety. It was fucking terrible. She get herself killed. She was not good with the people, verbally, screaming and cursing and stuff. She's not a respectful type person, not sincere. I was totally the opposite. So I had this traffic accident, and it was this Hispanic passenger. He was a male. He was a Latin king. So I had his ID because I had to put him down in my report, and I asked him, did he live at this address? He said something like that. Thugs out here not gonna get a real address.
Mm-hmm.
He just gave me. I put whatever was on his ID. So I got in the car with her, and she was like, "Did you verify his ID?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she got in the car. She wouldn't ask him. No, you didn't. You lied. Like making a big deal. I'm like, he didn't fucking want me to give him his address. Who gives a fuck? He said it's on his ID. So
Mm-hmm.
yelling. So I'm like, I fucking told you. Like, so I went properly, talked to a sergeant. I told her what was going on. This is a white lady.
Yeah.
Told her what was going on. So I didn't know it was going to go to the chief.
Mm-hmm.
So what she did, she went to her little friend who was in charge of the training, told her what happened. So I went the next field training officer. Good dude, man. Cool. I can't remember his name. He was a really cool dude. Caucasian male, dope as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So he had this like, he was getting information about me saying, oh, he's gonna be a problem. So he's like, dude, you do everything yourself. I'm chilling. He was fucking on his phone and I'm driving, doing everything I'm supposed to do. At the end of the third day with him, I had this piece of paper. They put a bogus investigation on me because her and I got into it. She got her friend to write up some bullshit saying I lied about verifying his address. So I'm a liar. I got suspended from work with pay because of that stuff. And it wasn't about his address. It was about the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fucking back down.
Yeah.
I went through this whole thing with her, this department's whole investigation. They found out I was fucking dumb. You know what I'm saying? The people there are fucking. It's a maniac. There's some racist motherfuckers there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm for this car. You know I don't.
Right.
Racism exists. It exists. And at that place, it existed. It kind of almost could have damaged my career.
Mm-hmm.
And it could have like put me out. But hey, God is amazing though, because the truth comes out. And if something else that happened with those two individuals, I won't put it out here.
Yeah.
I really want to.
Yeah.
But it wasn't successful for them.
Yeah.
God don't like ugly when you try to fuck people over.
Period.
But, let me tell it. This is raw and uncut. I'm finna fucking tell it. Yeah, I'm telling it. Oh.
Okay.
So this certain boss, supervisor,
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to have a baby and they needed a carrier. she can carry and she was successful. Life's a bitch though when you try to fuck people over.
Mm-hmm.
So am I like yeah, that she get? No, I'm not like that. But here's the thing: when you do stuff to try to fuck people over and ruin their lives,
Yeah.
it was a domino effect. It will come back to you. Karma's a bitch.
Pretty much. You get back what you put out.
Exactly. That's what it is. And with her, I saw it. I saw it after the whole thing, like a year later, going to court. Hey, I played her. Hey, how you doing?
Mm-hmm. You
Never.
better than me.
Yeah. I played off. I played off. Okay, you kill people with kindness, though.
Yeah, well, or you just don't know them. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I ran to her court. We had the same case, so we didn't have to talk. But let me tell you something: you kill people with kindness, they never know what's on your mind. Really.
you know, I think it was the summer before last. One of your chiefs or somebody said, I think your chief said he was like, you know, you're one of the good guys. So, what makes you a good officer?
Because I don't. I'm not a robot. I don't. Actually, see
Petty pets, I'm with you.
I I go. I'm not a robot. I'm not stationary where I go through like a rule book and stuff. And I got to do stuff by the rules because it say does this. This person did this, so you got to do this. No, I got a better understanding. So I take my life perspective, my experience, what people going through. For example, during the pandemic, jobs were lost and everything. Is that the right time to rewrite anybody tickets? Matter of fact, when is the right time to write anyone tickets? Yeah, out here trying to survive. Trying to survive. Some people deserve when they were reckless, but like I'm more of an understanding person. You know what I'm saying? I try to like take into account what's going on with people and everything. You kind of like look beyond. You gotta be a therapist. Now, am I certified? No, but people like when you listen though.
Yeah,
Get some real advice. So it's not about like me. I step out the shoes of being a police officer and I kind of like look at people's problems from a real perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what makes me different. I look at the real and I kick it with people. I'm going there with this fool I'm going to lock up today. Shit, I'll get out there. Well, not right now. I'm still recovering from the injury.
yeah.
I'll get out there shooting hoops. I got the other kids, you know, but that's me. I got that shit, you know.
Swoosh. That's what that was.
It's not swoosh.
Whatever. So, do you think, well, how do I say this? How does your job as a police officer, how does that impact how you show up in your relationship?
I don't. I leave that out. I leave policing at work and home is different things. I separate the two. I mean, I always be I separate the two. I don't relate. I just pay more attention to details, I think. Or maybe I leave policing at work because I forget a lot of stuff too. So I really don't. I don't mix those two together. Relationships, police work.
You're not interrogating. Never mind. So you're not interrogating your girl like, but you said you was such and such.
No, because I'm laid back. I don't question. Maybe I'm too laid back. I don't sit and question stuff and go through phones and stuff like that. Work, I get paid at work to do that.
Right.
It's paid on phone. You go through the phone, you do all that stuff, all that. Once that's done, wipe my hands to that. I don't want to do what I do at work at home. You gotta separate the two.
It's gotta be separate. So speaking of like going through phones and all that other stuff, what's the worst way you ever been caught up cheating?
So you is wrong to cut, right? What they called cheating? I'm not gonna tell the person though. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say the person though. This is many years ago though. So phones back in the day had a problem when you dial a number. They dialed a number before. So I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get out of work. This girl trying to hit me up, you know what I'm saying? So I'm dialing a number like, and I hear this, hello? Like, girl, get your ass up. I'm on the way over there. Who do you think you're talking to?
play that off?
Shit, I blamed it on somebody else, one of my friends.
Oh, you so dirty.
I won't say who. Oh, fucking Sprint. It was Sprint at the time. I never fucking have a Sprint phone again.
Ever. That is funny.
Sprint. I dialed. I know I dialed the number. I talk. You had the talk button then. You had to talk. Mm-hmm. Yeah, back in the day.
That is too funny. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, that is horrible. 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 That's funny though.
It is. I'm like, I'm gonna get with that girl. Your ass. Do you know who you're talking to?
Hey, okay, babe. I'm
playing.
Jokey joke. Just a little jokey joke. Oh my god. So, do you think you've ever truly, honestly been in love?
I'm gonna tell you this. Maybe once.
Maybe once. Okay. That's it.
That's it. I'm gonna just say once.
Okay. I'm gonna ask details. I want to know. One. I want to know. All right. So we know what makes you a good cop. What makes you a good dad?
I'm fun. What kids like to have fun? I'm loud. Like I'm loud as hell with the kids too. They be loud with me. We be loud together.
You get them high on sugar.
I do. Hey, so I'm home. I don't have candy and snacks in my house. And but when they come, I get chips. My little one likes candy. To get her to clean up, I bribe her
with candy.
Candy.
Oh my god!
My mom called me like, "Don't get baby candy unless you do this." I'm like, "Okay."
Sure.
Okay. I'm like, "Hey, come on. Let me need you to clean up that damn space over in the corner. I got candy for you. Okay, come get it. Clean up." Okay, Papa.
You so ignorant. So ignorant. Oh my god. So you got 3 awesome kids, right? So what makes a good co-parenting relationship? Like what makes it successful?
You gotta actually know how to communicate. So I'm my ex-wife, and she got her man too. That makes it easier. So, but no, she actually the communication with her is pretty spot on though. Like it's direct. We communicate. We don't go with we have a court order because we divorced, but we don't go with what the court order says. It's pretty we're pretty flexible. So if I need, hey, I'm off this day. Can I get bail this day? Or she's going out of town. Hey, did you take off work for this day? There's sacrifice you make to be great co-parents. So I make she's going out of town in the future coming up. I took a day off. You know what I'm saying? I need a day off to spend with my kids anyway. I can have both my girls too. So both moms, I communicate. It should be adults. Well, both of the girls' mom. My son, there's no communication. Actually, I haven't seen him since December 31st. So that's a different type of communication than I have the other two.
Yeah.
I mean, it's life. It is what it is. Got to figure it out. Help me figure it out. So we just go there. But it's easy to communicate with the girls' mom. We have our bumps, you know. I think it may be the days I might have been on my little, and it's but we communicate for the most part for the kids. So I think only issue I have is I'm working a lot. I'm not spending time with the girls. That's the only time I start hearing some things. But other than that, it's peaches. Yeah, it's cool.
That's good. That's good because everybody is not that fortunate.
No, they're not. They got a real the last situation, well, to be continued.
We shall see.
Oh, what the hell's going on here?
Oh my goodness. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's all we'll say, right?
Right.
So you think about your girls and your son. Like, what characteristics of yours do you want them to have?
My drive. I want them because actually I talked to my daughter today, and she's mixed, of course. She's half black, half Mexican. So I hear her talking today. She's talking to this majority white school, and she's talking to some of her friends. Said she had to dump. She's like, Daddy, they're bees.
No, she did not.
Yeah. She didn't say it, she said Daddy, they're bees. So I'm like, what happened? And she's like, um, they didn't want her to go to some party. Her friend is Mexican. She invited her, and she's on her side. And she's like, they was telling her it's not racist and everything. So I'm like, you know what? They know you have black, you have Mexican. She's like, yeah. So you know what? Here's the thing: you gotta have people that's ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them ever stop your drive. We pray about it every day. So
Yeah.
don't let them stop your drive. I wanted to have my drive because I grew up, and people didn't think I was gonna be shit. I
Mm-hmm.
had people in my family didn't think I was gonna be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So those things motivate me. They drove me. When people against you and people stereotype you your whole life, that shit motivates me.
Mm-hmm.
It motivates even to this day. Think negatively. It motivates me.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love to shit on people that think negative of me. I'm gonna prove it to myself, and I'm gonna shit on those who think I can do it. So I love it. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to have that same mentality where people think you can't do nothing. Don't be down on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Let it be your motivating factors. I love it.
Mm. So you want them to have your grind, like go get it.
Go get it.
Go
Don't get it. Because people don't, people are fucking like, man, people are like, some people I came across this world, they something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's crazy.
Big facts. Big facts. Have you ever done something that like you were disappointed in yourself? Like, man,
Yeah. I have 3 different baby mamas.
that made you disappointed in yourself?
I've been disappointed. I learned to own up to it, and it's not the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all relationships. So one like I was around here like humping around like Bobby Brown. So so you know, there are relationships though. If I could do it over, you know, I was like, damn, because it just sucks. You know, I'm in the house. When I have my girls there around me, it's like the best thing in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We go do things, and it's awesome. Like I told you, being a dad, it's like it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, when we got the podcast, it's like, hey, I gotta tell my kids good night.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta do it over the phone.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that sucks. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I'm gonna tell you something. I saw through podcasts and everything, and this guy was talking about women, but he said a lot of women are concerned about getting degrees and being accomplished, doing all that. You need a man, and I'm gonna tell you something. Vice versa, do a man need a woman? And for me personally, I would say to some extent yes. A woman that's organized though. I'm not even talking about just. I ain't talking about sex. Like seriously, they ain't got nothing to do with sex. A woman that's organized that make you better. You know what I'm saying? Coincide with. That's important for any man because there's certain things that men we're particularly not as detailed as women. You know,
Mm-hmm.
organized ones that is. A
Mm-hmm.
woman that like is your better half.
Yeah.
So I think that's important. So being like empty in this house, I'm like,
Hello, 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 hello.
somebody respond, what up? What up? What up?
It's your tenant.
That motherfucker.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. So we got what makes you a good cop, what makes you a good dad, what makes you a good significant other.
Let me tell you something. Right now, I think I'm probably the best significant other that can be.
Oh.
I've grown over the past year, and I've realized that. So let me say, for example, when I was with my 3-year-old, her mom, I always looked at things. Those come from my marriage. I always looked at things that had to be 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Split everything down the line. But I realized the definition of a man is to take care of home, to take care of everybody. And when you're able to, you should be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was times where she was like down, and I still expect her to bring in that, but keep mine. Selfish as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, months ago, I did apologize to her, even though that was years ago. But I had to send her a message like, look, I know it's like years ago and it don't matter, but I have to like take accountability for what I didn't do as a man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't step up to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my head. When you're going through like, and I'm not trying to make an excuse, but you're going through like mental health shit, you don't get it addressed, your mind stay clogged, and the simple things that should come to you do not come to you.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you like a fucked up person when you don't address your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So you got stuff build up. and it builds up and it builds up. So when you let the mental health get to that point, you start thinking of yourself. So you start doing things on your own. You start doing things that make sense to you. You don't have to make sense to somebody else. You start being careless. So you do things that only work out for you. So with her, I was like, we had a few things that kind of made us divided, but I could have brought it back together. The fact that I was doing things on my own and what worked out for me and not for her, I was like, I was an asshole to a certain degree. So I had to step up, reach out to her. The man I am today is a man that would take care of you, make sure you're happy, check up on you, to make sure everything's all good with you. I would check in on the person at all times right now before I check in on myself. I want to make sure I'm good because I got to make sure I'm good so I can be able to do these things. Consider it. I'm not fuck up. I'm just going to take accountability right away. You don't need to go back and forth, point fingers like I used to or make an excuse. I tell you, I fucked up. No excuse. Consider it. I'll cook. Just a little chef boyardee, you know what I'm saying? Going down, cook. Wait, hold on.
What? You make amazing breakfast.
Hold on. Don't downgrade me no breakfast.
I'm not.
Hold on. I can cook. I've learned some things. I make an amazing chili, turkey chili that don't consist of tomatoes. And I think that we're gonna have that competition in March.
Yes. Pex, get ready, boo. He coming for your chili title.
Pex don't mind. Pex just be ready. But no, honestly, though, I do. I'm considerate. I put myself. What up, Dre? I put myself before others. You know, what I'm saying, in a relationship, I put them on top. It's about time a man show leadership, step up, take care of his woman, make her feel secure, make her feel safe. Loyalty. Loyalty is good. I'm 40 years old. I ain't got time to play, some 3 kids. Loyalty. But no, a sense of humor, having fun, enjoy life, man, supportive, and a man of God. I pray. I might be a little heathen sometimes, but I do pray. I believe in the word of God. I believe in prayer, the Most High.
Yeah.
And I do believe that praying together equals staying together.
You need that on a shirt. Praying together equals staying together.
Now you get that from Tyler Perry.
We don't like Tyler Perry.
I make sure. Yeah. Tyler.
Oh my goodness. So you put it out there like what makes you a good significant other, right? But why do you think it's hard for you sometimes to let people do stuff for you? Like you don't accept that. Why? Where did that come from? Why is that?
That's a good story. I'm gonna tell you. Amy said the same thing. I don't know if Amy's on here. I saw Amy in Vegas. But actually, Amy, I think it's visiting her mom in Vegas, and I met up with Amy for breakfast when I was in Las Vegas. And when I went to Vegas, I don't even know who paid for breakfast. Her, I don't even remember. But I met with her, and she said the same thing you said. She was like, "You can let somebody do something nice for you." I'm like, okay, like, I think I might have still paid. I don't remember. Amy, did I pay for breakfast that day? She's on here. I don't know if I paid, but it's hard. Like, I'm always like putting myself like second. But I don't want nobody like to go out their way to do anything for me. I'm like, that's least your worries. Do what you gotta do. She said I paid. She did say I paid.
But why is that? Where did that come from? Why do you think you're like that?
My dad never really received gifts. My dad was always a giver. So I grew up, my dad gave my I told you when I was young, like 3 years old, 4 years old, I thought my dad was the father of my 2 older brothers, and he wasn't. But I saw him give my second oldest brother, Carr. He was at all the baseball games. My dad played a significant role, so I seen him give. My mom, I'm gonna tell you something. We had a family reunion in Arkansas, and I think it was in Pine Bluff, Star City, Arkansas, something like that. My mom had an attitude, didn't want to go. That's why we didn't go. So next day, my mom was crying. My dad was like, "What? I wanted to go." She changed her mind, so we had to drive to Arkansas. My dad was like, okay. My dad went, got an oil change, gas card, and said, "Pack, let's go." I grew up in a household where I saw my dad do all these things, and like, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace, Dad. You know, he showed me like how to be a real man. I'm just remembering the things he done for my brothers, my mom, my sister, and man, he's a strong man. So I seen him always give. I never seen nobody really do nothing for my dad. My dad was always at football games. And after we're done with the football games, my dad had a big ass pan of wings, and the players are eating out of the trunk of the car and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I always seen him give. So me, I seen it growing up. My dad ain't never really did nothing for himself. He always tried to do that. So I got that characteristic from him that, you know, and I don't know. I just have a hard time with people doing something for me. I would deny it. Even when last year I ain't had shit, I was down to my last $10. Last $10, I was injured, hurt. My job thought at the time, well, we don't want you to come back to work because you're gonna hurt yourself. It's light duty. Yes. I'm gonna hurt myself sitting in the chair. Let me tell you something. You work so hard for these companies, places. They don't give a fuck about you.
Right.
They don't give a damn about you hurt. You can't pay your bills. Somehow, through the grace of God, though, this is why I'm so into God, even in the situation I'm dealing with not right now, my son. I don't know how I got this jam of having $10. I was not late on any bills. I prayed. I found my way. I did some things. Now, it was legal.
Thanks for clarifying.
It was legal, but I figured out some ways to get myself out the jam. And all I feed it off was some people's energy. I needed positive energy. So I thank you. I gotta thank both of the Ashleys. Ashley down in Georgia, who thinks she makes better chili than me. Even Amy at the time, I know because Amy said this. My bad, Amy. Amy was going. I'm not gonna put her business out there, but Amy was going to some things personally, and she saw me on TikTok live. It said some very motivational things. I connected with a lot of people on TikTok, so that's how we met. Some of the things that we were doing as a whole helped her out in terms of motivation. And I, in turn, like she offered things too. I just didn't take nothing, and I just like I know I got it. But I talked to it's like people I talk to consistently every day. Even some of my other friends from college that helped me out. If I didn't have that mentally, I would have collapsed. I probably wouldn't be here. It got to that such a depression state. So that's why when I went, I saw Amy in Vegas, and she said she'd pay. No, technically I owe you because she was a bigger help to me. Go do something. I didn't tell her that, man, talking to you every day, or you provide this motivation and you doing this. That's why I paid for breakfast that day when I saw her in Vegas, because big help. Because like I was a help to her, she's a help to me. And that's breakfast me saying thank you. That's why I paid for breakfast in Vegas, Amy. I know she's watching live.
Yes.
That's why I paid, because it takes like, man, that's going through the struggle. You realize like right now, I love where I work. I love the people I work with. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't owe nobody shit. If I decide to pick up and leave, I'm going to pick up and go, because I have respect for a lot of people there. And some people I don't respect. I'm just going to keep it 100. I don't respect. Because I feel like it was some person I got a good shout out to the mayor. Because if it wasn't for him, I probably would have dug in a bigger hole. It sucks that sometimes people don't see and care about the people who put their life on the line and do shit. They don't care. And yes, I said on the podcast, freedom of speech. I didn't say the place. But if you got a problem with that, go to hell. Simple as that. Next one.
Yeah.
It is like it's the truth. People hate the truth. People hate when you speak the truth and you put them on blast. It's like you want the truth to be told. But I'm a man, like right now, this man I am today, I'm going to speak the truth. I want to tell things like it is. That's just what it is. You know, everybody go through stuff, and you got to tell people, put people shit out there.
Yeah.
You get pieces of cream like people present it to be.
Yeah. It's definitely not. So like, Amy in the comments is like, oh, you know, and Ashley's like, yeah, we need that feed encouragement into one another, right? So when you think about, you know, people you've grown apart from, or like people that you were friends with in the past, or thought that y'all were, you know, y'all were cool, y'all were friends, y'all were tight, y'all were close. Like, what caused y'all to drift apart?
I think that I actually lost a lot of friends at the start of the pandemic. A lot of friends I figured out, and these are friends from college. I think they think I was a fucking idiot. A few friends, like some people looked at me because I was too. So I'm real like straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not a pushover. Some people look at it as being ignorant. I look at it as I'm not a pushover.
Mm-hmm.
I had friends that like it was comments that was made that I didn't like. I don't talk to them no more. We have no reason to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I have no reason to be phony.
Mm-hmm.
But what I am going to do is use your negative motivation and your stereotype of me and succeed.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact. So that's why certain like I love some of my friends from college, but certain times when we're in a group and certain people are invited, I avoid that group.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no time to be phony. I'm 40 years old. We don't have no time to be phony. Move on.
Mm-hmm.
Watch how I move.
Yeah.
So watching.
She said, I know that's right. And the crazy thing is, they're probably watching.
They're probably watching, you know, and it sucks, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
But they know how to their face too, so I don't need a podcast to that shit. They call me.
You don't hide anything from nobody. Don't hold back.
No.
Yeah.
I don't. I lost some friends, and I didn't think you could make new friends, but I see like Amy that's big sister. Big sister on the West Coast. I will be coming for that sushi piece that she was talking about. Yeah, I ain't forgot.
Oh my goodness. So okay, like speaking of college, I remember in college you at one point you wanted to be the FBI, right? So if you weren't a police officer, what would you be doing?
A female body inspector. No, so hey,
he's serious.
If I wasn't doing, hey, no, so I wasn't doing journalism, right? Let me tell you some truth. This funny as hell. I wasn't doing journalism, so I went there for sports broadcasting, right? Because my brother, he did his thing, and I was like, damn, that's dope. He's doing sports broadcasting and everything. I saw the videos. I'm like, it's dope. So I got this journalism class, and you don't start off with journalism. You got to learn the cameras and shit, and the 1844 first camera. I was in that class like, I barely made it out that class. That lecture was boring as hell. And I had some dude that looked like fucking Jerry Seinfeld teaching the class. I'm like, no, this is not gonna work. He's so long with it. I'm like, this is not gonna work. I'm gonna fucking fail.
That's funny.
So I tried to go that route. I'm like, journalism. And I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. I thought I was going to play. I tried to walk on to the basketball team. You know, that was so political. You know, I was too rough around the edges, I guess, for them. I ain't lie, grades. I was on academic probation after the first semester. They probably want to bring me onto the team. They like, oh, that dude is awesome.
Yeah.
You walk on. You know? So I figured, like, law enforcement, I took a criminal justice 101 in Illinois State. That's what I got in law enforcement, community policing. I forgot the instructor's name. And I changed my major to political science because criminal justice was 60 hours and political science was 33 hours. Now I was trying to fucking graduate. So
oh my God.
I do the whole year here. Outside. So, you know, it was that criminal justice 101 class. I'm like, I'm gonna get into policing. So I mean, that was a hell of an experience though, going to police interviews though.
What was that like?
I was hood. So the hood didn't leave me at that time, right? So I applied for the Illinois State Troopers. I think it was one of the first jobs, right? So, you know, I got my shorts on, I'm like sagging and shit. Little hood motherfucker. Dude was like, pull your pants up. Some little big ass juggernaut motherfucker. He said I saw Vane as that, pull your pants up. But they failed me on a test. And I just wasn't mature enough. I didn't get the badge then. Because sometimes, man, these young kids applying, you're not, I'm going through my experience, you're not mature enough. Men mature, women mature quicker than men. And then from that early age, you got to really just interview and break a person down and make them, we're not mature enough. I wasn't ready. So it took me to going from test to test to test to finally get hired. You learn, like you mature along with the job, but I wasn't ready. I still had this little mentality that the world owed me something. Like these guys have now. They the world didn't owe me nothing. But I went to these interviews. God, it was hell. Like I interviewed for Decatur, Illinois, right? I had to do no fucking research, right? I did power tests. I was an athlete, so I was able to do all that stuff. They give me an interview. I don't know shit about Decatur. It's like, I'm gonna tell you something. This is some funny shit. They asked me in the interview, what you know about Decatur, Illinois? I was like, shit. I know they took a lot of projects and moved a lot of them motherfuckers down. You know, got a lot of motherfuckers from Robert Taylor's.
A lot.
They down here in Decatur. The white lady, I remember, she's like, "Oh my god,
like you're one of them."
What the fuck did I hire this dude? Because I got out right. I did a rap long before the interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they was talking about how people were scared, but me, it's like Decatur is kind of hood, but
yeah,
kind of like my hood too. I was out. It's fights and shit. I ain't got no gun. I just got a vest on. I'm in the middle of a fight, and people can be like, "This motherfucker's brain go crazy." Like, shit, these are the type of people I grew up around. What's up, y'all? Shit.
Yeah. Say this is what I know.
But the interview though, they was like this motherfucker said they tore down the Robert Taylor project. That's the history. That's what you know about Decatur, not the population,
right?
Not who the mayor is. You know, when I were relocated, but the first thing come out your mouth is they tore down the projects and moved them down to Decatur. They tore down the project Chicago, moved down to Decatur.
It's a real honest answer though.
They failed my ass that interview. I wanted to work there too, though. I like it. It was fun. I'm like, Decatur, this is gonna be dope.
Oh my god! Look, you were like, remember Men in Black when Will Smith went in the room? They took the paper and pencil test, and he looked around. He started dragging the table.
I never watched Men in Black.
J.E. Hindi, what are you saying to me?
Will Smith was kind of like a dork, so I didn't watch too many of his movies.
Oh no,
was in Men in Black. I like some of his other movies, but not Men in Black. It's too dorky.
No, you have to watch it. If I honestly think you would like it.
Aliens and shit, spacecraft. I don't know. The Men in Black. That song was decent. I like the movie. Oh
my god! Would you like to make a wager? I bet you would like it.
I don't like making wagers. I always lose.
Yeah, you do.
Not taking out your trash. No.
Whatever. All right. So we talked about like something that has made made yourself disappointed. Is that the same as like your biggest regret? Are they the same? Like your biggest disappointment and your regret? Are they the same thing?
Honestly, no. My biggest disappointment, my biggest regret.
Yeah, regret.
It's probably not going to a bigger school. I think I should have went to a bigger school to focus on football. I was a great football player. I would have been in the NFL, but it's kind of good I didn't, because instead of having 3 kids, I probably have 7, 8.
Jeez.
Been out of Miami. When they be saying, "Hola, papi."
Ay, Dios mío. No.
Like, "Hola, papi. I like your tacos from yesterday."
Okay, all right.
Girl, all you did.
Why did I even ask that question? Why? All right, switching gears a little bit. So with the political climate the way that it is, and everything that's going on, what do you think that we need to prepare for changes in law enforcement, to see and expect in law enforcement?
Man, first of all, law enforcement agencies all over is like fighting to get people to work there. I'm gonna tell you one thing was happening as far as the political thing. I believe, and this is my theory, and you can see it because it's happening. They want to make police departments expendable. So it could be like a one united army, like United States Police, something like that. It's gonna be a rough time with them doing that, because the way United States is free and the Constitution and everything, and it's gonna take time. So that's why they use things like the pandemic, and then they got the 2025 next pandemic. These pandemics that hit, that are naturally occur, all of them is man-made. Don't care what anybody say. It's an act of war. It's to break people down, break middle class down. A lot of middle class people lost their jobs. So what you're gonna see, think about this: you force people to take something before they went back to work, and you force agencies to enforce that. So a lot of people don't take it. Guess what? They get fired. So now you're making the police job looking less respectable by putting stuff on TV, like the Memphis. Like it happened. Don't get me wrong, but the way you advertise it, though, nobody wants to be police. You teach people to hate the police. So now police departments have a hard time getting people to apply. Many years ago, you had 300 to 400 people show up for a test for like 20 positions, maybe even 10. You might get 20. And you don't even have enough people qualified to even fill that. So people are constantly hiring. And like people are gonna have to want to defend themselves, because now with what's going on, police departments are becoming strict, and they're leaving it up to people to police can't enforce much. I'm letting you know that right now. Nothing much we can do. After we sit in the parking lot right now, car coming 100 miles per hour. If he ain't stopping, don't chase him.
Mm.
He can go fly. You can go. Only way you can go chase him is if he hits somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's kind of to a point where everybody's turned to react police. When a body drop, you can react.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a pro police. There's some departments that are still sort of pro police. And some departments where if you pro police too much, you get hit with like suspension days because you're violating policies, or you get micromanaged and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something that's like bad. And then you got too much politics in the police department. So I'm gonna tell people, don't expect nothing. Depending on where you live, don't expect nothing from your agency. Get out there, get a FOIA card, get a gun before the government take that privilege away. Because it's coming home. Because they want to be able to walk in your house.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't own a gun, my best advice is you go get one.
Mm-hmm.
A man that got one.
I can't with you.
Get you a man that got one. And I mean a man.
Not a
man.
man.
No. What they can shoot to?
I was literally just about to say that. Like those wrist pumps.
You got to do it. Pow, pain.
I know. Don't eat it.
Excited. But no, seriously, everybody should go out there and strap up, get a gun license, whatever. Do what you got to do because it's about that time. They're gonna make so they're gonna do. They're not gonna. I always use the term "welcome in your house," and when they walk, when they walk into your house, they're not. It's gonna be other people that do it because they promote crime. They promote crime.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do nothing. So these dudes out here know they're like career criminals. So they come out here. You gotta protect yourself from them. I'm not talking about the government coming up in your house. I'm talking about criminals because that's what they use to fight the war. Mm-hmm. Rich folks ain't coming out and they not get their hands dirty. Mm-hmm. People get their hands dirty. Hence, Soros will BLM.
Right.
Riots.
So I just created this phrase. I think people are politically ignorant, right?
Yeah.
Right? Politically ignorant. So they think that the hard part of your job is dealing with the criminals, but it's the politics that ties you all's hand. So can you kind of break that down so people can understand how the politics really work?
Let me tell you something. So I think I said before how politics work, how some like bogus officers they get through the door through politics. They know somebody, right? Mm-hmm. Right. The same ones that be doing these shootings and harming people and just being reckless. You got like I won't gonna call them laws, but you got like I got a brain fart. You got like rules you gotta follow within the department, right? Mm-hmm. These rules you gotta follow don't allow you to do what you need to do to even protect the people no more. Mm. You got a lot of rules, and then they do it when you have body cameras, right? Mm-hmm. Body cameras or squad car cameras, people will micromanage everything. You can be perfect, except you can be 98% perfect, but that 0.2% they can point it out. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you something, nobody like lost wages. We love our money. We come work hard. Right. So you give a suspension or you constantly nagging about something, guess what? You're gonna fucking do the bare minimum to keep your job and make sure people on your shift go home. And you try to protect citizens the best way you can. But most of that stuff comes down from like rules and stuff and regulations, which you got to follow. But sometimes it get ridiculous. If people knew about some of the rules and regulations that existed in some PDs, they would be astonished. Mm-hmm. That's why some people don't know their work as far as politics. We always the police officers and attack them. It'd be amazing to know some things that actually go on come down deep into politics.
Can you give us one not so big secret, but a secret? Spill the beans is raw and uncut.
This one, I can't spill the beans on. I'm gonna just be blatant, dude. Sometimes people get positions that they don't deserve, and then when those positions are granted and something happen, it's a reason why it happened.
Okay, I'll read between the lines on that one. Interesting. Very interesting. You want to keep going? We got an hour.
Let's go. Let's keep going. We got 4 minutes.
Okay. All right. So, what do you think is one of the most? I know my facial expression is so bad. What? Well, not think, but what has been like a traumatic event in your life? Like,
Oh man. So I mentioned my dad, right? So me, I'm always a person that like go toe for toe, toe for toe.
mhm.
I didn't know my dad had words over the phone. I remember it's like my going to my 5th year of college. Yeah, 5th year senior. I had to do it. But we were talking, it was a summer before. And we're talking on the phone, had this argument. I'm like, I ain't talking to him. Fuck that. That's exactly my words. My dad went to the hospital a month later. And I was like in denial, like he'll be all good. So my dad went to the hospital, to the nursing home, to hospice.
Mhm.
Like we had an argument all within that month. It was a big like stab in the chest, like wow, hit me. So I never got to apologize, never had a conversation, never had him like at his full attention to really like apologize. That's devastating. That's why I say when you got a relationship, whether it's like a significant other, as friends and family, if there's beef and you really love them, don't hold on to that like for a long time. People fuck up, make mistakes, and I fucked up. I never got a chance to apologize. So next time I saw my dad, after that was in the casket.
Mhm.
So it hurt, It's something I can't go back and change ever. And my dad
Mhm.
passed in 2004,
Mhm.
which was quite some time ago.
Mhm.
But it's something I can't go back and exchange. So now when I like talk and I have beef, even though I had it out with my brother one time, I'm like, you can't sit and have beef with people, friends, whatever. If you truly care about them, squash that like right away because life ain't guaranteed. I think I learned from that day. I even think about it today. Uh, it's not tomorrow's not guaranteed. So you can hate somebody one day, or you think you hate them,
Mhm.
and then when they ain't here tomorrow, you could be more broken by it.
Yeah.
So that was a life changing, like definitely, like
Mhm.
it was crazy. It was hard. That and I had a grudge being petty. That's why even right now today, like I could be mad.
Mhm.
I can only be mad for a few minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Pissed off.
Yeah.
Life's too short. Even right now, my son's mother. I don't hate her for what she's doing right now. I think
Mhm.
it's like a little childish, but I have no hate.
Mhm.
That's my son's mom. She's going through some things. Life. I can't afford to hate because if I hate, something bad can happen. I don't wish death upon nobody. So
Mhm.
that
Absolutely.
was that was a it was tough trying to go through college
Mhm.
and dealing with that and everything. Um, but yeah, it was a tough time, a very tough time.
Yeah. I know your dad is proud of you,
Mm.
of the man that you've become. Absolutely.
Man, my dad was cool though. Man, he was like, "Hey, son, I'm gonna try the car. Go pick me up some trim."
Oh
Oh, hey, shit, yeah, let me know. Give me, I just popped some drop off. Shit, we would have going.
my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, we gonna trim.
That is too funny. Shout out to all the cool pops out there. Like,
He was my partner. He's a cool dude. That's why, like, man, I am the man I am today because of him. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I had to make some revenges and everything and take more accountability.
Mhm.
Man, my pops. I found. I thought my pops was always lying. My pops actually got drafted by New Orleans Saints as an offensive lineman. I didn't know that.
Hmm.
Professional football player. I think he was hurt his rookie season. Didn't play that much because he was hurt injuries. I think it was after the military. So yeah, he was drafted.
Wow.
And I know that.
Balls.
Mm-hmm.
Look
New
at that.
Orleans Saints. Yeah. So
Hmm.
I can't remember the year. I want to say 1960 something.
We
Yeah.
go.
I'm about to look it up. But
Yeah.
he
We
got
go. Yes.
Well, he got brought to the practice squad, whatever. But he played in a few games, got injured, and boop, that was it.
Yeah.
Very short career.
Hey, but it was a career.
It was a career. How
But
much, how many panties he got thrown at him to turn?
oh my goodness. So you know what? On that note, we're gonna end part one. I had a good time digging all into your business.
Oh, we ain't got all the business yet. There's a lot more to dig in.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm assuming we're gonna do a part those.
Well, we gotta do a part dose because there's a lot more to reveal. I have a lot more to reveal.
He's got some secrets. He's got
But
some
yeah, I got
secrets.
some secrets.
Oh my goodness. So look out, everybody, for that.
It's gonna be part 2 coming soon, and we'll go deep into like the law enforcement world, so I can tell some people some truths. What really goes on, so they can know why things happen the way it happened and everything. I'm gonna tell y'all some stories, and y'all gonna be like, "Damn, I didn't want to do it on this one,
Uh-huh.
but I'm gonna do it on this next one. I'm gonna let them in on some inside stuff that's gonna have people like, damn, for real."
We want to know, and we don't want no politically correct answers. We want them raw.
I was gonna be raw and uncut, and along with some other things revealed, but y'all should stay tuned. Those coming soon.
Pex talking about some making a 2-hour show, baby.
Make it. Hey, she cut it short, Peck. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna make it a part 2. You know what I'm saying? We're part 2.
I thought we only had an hour.
Podcast. This is our podcast. This is Life Grind. We ain't on nobody's network.
Oh,
It's like Fox. We get it out. We get it out with a cut. How's Life Grind? This is our Facebook page, our YouTube channel. It's our shit.
For some reason, I thought StreamYard cut off at an hour. I made that up.
Oh my God! Did you just say that? You just like StreamYard cut off an hour.
I thought I made that up.
Ashley Davis, where are you? Ashley Davis, where are you?
Never mind.
So actually,
Never mind.
tell Donna that StreamYard does not cut us off an hour, please.
Well, clearly, this is an hour and 11 minutes. Like, yeah.
Wait, yeah, Pex no too. Actually, yeah, you made that up.
Yeah.
Wait, did you make that up because you wanted to end this podcast?
No, I still have like a ton of questions. Like,
let's go with a few more before we go to part 2. Let's see what else you got.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I do be in my own world sometimes, just like unbelievably crazy. All right. So tell us about a time where like you responded to a call and you were legit like scared, like you had some fear. And I know you be like, I ain't scared of nobody and nothing.
No, I don't have fear.
Or when you were like, oh shit.
Here's the thing. I grew up in the projects, so I don't supposed to be here. So gunfire is like normal for me. Sometimes it's almost dumb that I heard gunfire with being young. And it was like hearing a fucking TV being turned on. So I get in situations where my adrenaline is going, I get tunnel vision. Everything plays in slow motion. So I'm trying to think of a situation where I dealt with that.
What about the riots? The looting?
It wasn't that dangerous. It was sad. I see a lot of black business, and I see a lot of black and Hispanic business. They lost stuff, and I saw them like with their head down. Like, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of middle class people that worked so hard to get their business going. They lost a lot of shit during the riots. So when I was scared, I'm just not. I don't know. I'm glad that I grew up the way I grew up. I don't show fear. I'm ready to throw down. So if it gets to that point, then I'm ready. Let's go.
He's crazy.
Well, I ain't no punk.
No,
I've been robbed a few times growing up. I had a gun pointed at me. This little fucking midget is an MC. Robbed me in the park, and me and a few other friends. And I had no pair of shoes and money. So while he robbed them, I'm counting my money. I'm like, I'm gonna fold this motherfucker $5 up like it's $20, $30. He's like, give me this shit. I walked off like, okay, motherfucker. I got like $300 in my pocket, gym shoes. You can have that. And I walked off.
He was a midget?
He could have shot me if he wanted to. Yeah, he wasn't like a midget, but he was like fucking 5. Not good height man. 5.
I don't know. I'm picturing like a midget.
Like Busy Bone and shit. Busy Bone. Give me your mama. But no, I gave my money. I've been in so much, like, I grew up in a crime infested area. So being out here in the street, not working, I would say, I'm trying to think of a call that I went where it was like, I think I was working in I'm going to a northwest suburb. These guys were shooting the police. It was undercover. Tried to stop and they opened fire, shot the van up. They didn't hit none of the officers. I seen when the guys running, my adrenaline kicks in. So it's just go time. I'm cold. go. I saw him, tracked him down, and caught him. And at that time, that particular department I was working at, the chief was like, man, this guy's gonna be good. I like to consider myself a hunter. I hunt for real people out here doing crime. I don't hunt for people working 9 to 5. That is not fun. There's no joy in it. There's no adrenaline. I like the shit. So in situations, I go in ready. Period. Like I've been doing this like 15 years almost. I don't recall a time I went to a place where I was actually scared. I'm saying I was actually scared. Ghost stories. I don't fuck with ghosts. So I fuck with people, human beings. I fucking got something. We can go to. So we got people where places are kind of haunted.
Oh yeah. This is the church.
This is the church. So
okay.
I'm helping the kids, you know what I'm saying? So I help the kids play. I go down the hall to the bathroom. I hear rumors of churches. The church is haunted. Whatever. So I'm paying, you know what I'm saying? The urinal doing my I hear somebody like, hey, what's up? Door closed. Like, I don't see nobody. So now I get these goosebumps all up and down my little arm. And I'm like, I'll get out of there. Now, the other church story you talking about is when I was at the University of Chicago.
Yes.
Right from Chicago, there's a church on, I think it's called Midway Plaisance. It's a church, big ass church in the corner. So I went to this church, there's an alarm call. So I went in there. I left my partner out somewhere. He's outside. So I'm like, I got it. I went in there. So this is a big church. So I'm walking through the bench, walking down the bench. I'm walking towards the basement. Now, when I get to the basement of this church, a spirit stopped me. Like, I couldn't move. And the base was pitch black. And it like stopped me. And let me tell you something. I have never felt what I felt with the chills going up and down my spine, my arms. I couldn't move. I could not move. I couldn't take a step forward. I could go down the stairs. I could do nothing. The most scariest shit in the world. I left. He's like, you check the basement too? Yeah.
Absolutely.
I ain't checking the goddamn basement. You go check it your goddamn self. I ain't telling them all that what happened.
Yeah.
I never told anybody that story at that department either. I never said that. I just never, when the alarm went off in the church, oh well.
He ain't responded.
I respond. I go in the door and I'm going right out the door.
Say hello. Y'all in there?
Go see me go in and go see me right out that motherfucker.
Oh my goodness.
I was at the church and I was snoring. I tried to take a step.
Yeah.
I stopped in my motion.
That's crazy.
And then I couldn't move. And it was some voice telling me, do not go down there. Nope, I'm going down there. So every time I drive past that church, I get the chills when I drive past. I never go to church again. So the money baby like, I'm inviting you to my church. It's in the Midway Plaisance.
Oh my goodness.
I ain't going there. And I ain't going to the other church where I was helping the kids their homework too. Now that place is haunted for real. Both of them.
Like the place in Gary.
Oh, we didn't talk about the house of Gary though.
Yeah, I don't have no bad dreams tonight, so it's not. Yeah, so I don't think people know that you're famous. You were in like some French documentary, right?
Oh yeah, so I gotta find a video. It's a video over in France. You know what I'm saying? I know I got some women in France, baby. But I'm like, oh, cool with me. No, it was a French documentary, and they came out. It was like an episode of Cops. They was like, following us around and everything, and I like
bad boys.
The pistol, you know what I'm saying? I was looking all cotton, Jesus, you know what I'm saying? So it was in French. So I saw the show. They were speaking in French. And they showed me down there. I'm like, damn, who was dude? I almost got a little homosexual for a minute. It was talking myself.
No,
dude, nice as hell. No,
oh my god.
They had me on TV down there, and it was like, damn, I gotta find that video. I used to have like a copy, but they had it. They was following me. They wanted to know about the life and the Chicago area as far as policing, and I let them. They put it with me. I'm like, I'm gonna show y'all something. It's like, whoa, we.
Oh my goodness. So you got hoes in France. Wow, you worldwide.
There's a why international,
You
That,
worldwide. Boy, look at that. Look at that.
Frenchie.
I don't even know why I brought that up. Never mind. There's no French documentary. It doesn't exist.
It does. I saw it because I was like, who's that dude? I ain't getting up. Oh, that's me.
I have the one you sent me. I'll send it to you.
Oh, you got it for real?
Yes.
What the? You didn't hold on to that.
I keep everything. I'm like,
yeah, I send that back. I'm using that back. Send that back.
Give me some money. No? Okay. All right. Next. Next question. All right. What makes your job hard? What's the hardest part of your job?
Seeing kids harmed by violence or by abuse. It's very hard. I seen a kid. I couldn't go in the house. I don't know why some mothers leave their kids with a new boyfriend they really don't know. But this new boyfriend put this kid in like a scorching hot tub. And he ended up dying. I didn't go. I heard the call. I couldn't make it over there. You see kids like a victim of violence, or you see them like kidnapped and raped. Like we had one girl come home from school. It was a larger male black, picked her up. And it's devastating to see this shit. Picked her up, beat her. She's like 11 years old, 10, 11, raped her. And it's like, it makes you want to fuck people up. It does. You got to keep your composure as an officer when you see that stuff. When you see kids like harm like that, it's seeing harm to kids. I'm a protector. So seeing any kid harmed is like, a kid, this is the problem with the world. We always talk about police and being police abuse or police whatever being a problem in America. And the problem is protecting our kids. We don't protect them at all. We're too stuck on racism in every kid, whether you're Hispanic, white, black, whatever, Asian. Those ones need to figure out what to protect. Those are problems. Those are the victim of violence, the victim of child sex trafficking, victim of these little pedophiles. We need to protect them. But you never hear, think about this. This is what pisses me off. You never hear on any news outlet about there being a big thing of protecting kids from pedophiles. Never. But when an officer shoots an unarmed person or something happened and they want to promote it, it's talked about on every news outlet. Nothing is never talked about our kids. And every one of us, a lot of us have kids, but we so dumbfounded and so like bamboozled by the media, we don't even focus on our own kids.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. The state of affairs right now in that way, pretty bad.
It's bad. So
yeah, most definitely. So in like dealing with those types of calls makes it hard to deal with.
Yeah, definitely kids. That's the only hard thing to deal with. Everything else, nothing I ain't really seen.
Hey, have you ever physically fought one of your coworkers?
No, I don't. I fought a coworker. It's when I want to fight though. I want to whoop his ass, and he's never been to police. Oh, he retired.
Oh,
no, he didn't retire. He's gone off injury from and hurt his back. I don't want to go into details of that.
Okay.
That was something that if it would have happened into the current days, that should have been on the news. He's an ass.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha. I have another question. Why are most police officers known for being sluts? Like,
really? Like, I don't know. Like, because women think they like a dude in uniform. Some women say that I like dude in uniform. Let me tell you something. One day I had a female. It was her birthday. I'm driving. There's a bar. She said her name was so so. Here's my number, and I politely threw that shit in the garbage. Like, let me tell you something. Like me now, your little coochie ain't. I don't care about your little cooch. I don't care about the cooch.
Okay.
But some guys just don't know how to say no, and I don't think that nothing to do with a police officer. It's just that you expose a lot more people. and everything. But that's why people think I'm stuck up because I don't carry the traditional slutness, I guess, of police officers. I don't know.
You weren't expecting that, right?
So,
You weren't expecting that question.
uh,
Yes, Ashley. They are definitely serving the community with their raggedy deep.
sometimes it can be community policing, I guess. No, I'm joking, y'all. That definitely ain't community policing. That's
Definitely not. Definitely not. They keep the community warm, safe, and all of that. Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of community policing, you are a fan of community policing. You think that it is very important. Why is why is community policing? Why are people against it?
Because people not if it's not a people's person, that's why people are against it. I think the order to be a police officer, that should be a test asked in an interview. What are your thoughts on community policing?
Mm.
That could be the deal breaker where you go hire a police officer because if they got a negative answer, they're not a people's person. I think that you get out, like I do like, okay, we had a winter storm a few years back. I've seen some of the oldest people out there trying to shovel their damn snow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still like, they're not gonna make it. So I get out. I'm not doing shit with driving around the car, right? I get out. I told them to go in the house. Well, they refused. I'm like, no, you're gonna go in the house. We had an argument. I'm like, you're gonna go in the house. This is
What
what I'm gonna ask you.
with old ladies?
I don't know. I told you can't be shoveling, but she understood. She thanked me though. Like
Yeah.
I shovel. I was going around. And I was shoveling the elderly, like shoveling, like how no, like that's important. People remember that. Like you gotta have a heart though. Like I did it because it was one time it was raining. Kids was wet. Well, they want to go to school and be wet. This is how I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's raining. Kids outside waiting for the bus. I'm in the squad car. Come on, y'all. Let's go up.
Mm-hmm.
Pick them up. Drop off at school. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we don't think outside the box.
Yeah.
You can't think outside the box. And that's why community police is important. That's a form of community policing. Doing certain stuff like that. Going politic with people.
Mm-hmm.
I watch sports. If I go into somewhere, somebody watching the game, we finna talk. I went to a domestic. The girl was being irate and ignorant. You know what I'm saying? So he got on football. So I'm like, damn. He's like, you got them winning? Like, yeah. So I'm in the huddle talking. I ain't call you here for this shit. Obviously, shit, he doing the same thing I'm doing. And
Mm-hmm.
all right, go on your ass. So we started talking football. She left. But she might not like how it's connected, but you politic with people because some people just like don't want to be talked to. You just gotta recognize they want to be talked to.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So right now you guys have a bad rap. You got a bad reputation and not, for whatever reasons, for multiple reasons, right? So people have very strong feelings about the police. So the other day I FaceTimed you, you talked to a little kindergarten boy for me who said he was scared of the police. So how do you break that image for young, because that's something they have to develop. So how do you work to break that image?
Talk to them, talk with them, not at them.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Talk with them, not at them. Don't tell them what they should be doing. Mm-hmm. Talk with them. Ask how your day going. Who you like? Who your favorite basketball player? Talk with them. Talk on. I think as police officers, we too used to talking down at people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got to talk with people. Have conversations. Politics. That's all it is.
It's about the approach. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And they respect that. But then how you get that to is like doing the little things. Like I play, I had your nephews when we played little basketball games.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like it's simple.
It's still, hey, you still owe him a picture of you in your
Oh, he want a picture of me in uniform?
Yeah, so you'll show him your badge. He wants this picture.
Oh, the picture. Okay, he asking for it probably a Monday.
Yeah, he bad. He is bad.
Thursday, Friday. Okay, he can ask for it tomorrow.
Yeah. I put him off the bus right now, so he probably won't be to school tomorrow. But he need a picture.
All right, I got it.
Oh my goodness! All right, so some people say that cops are like bad. Cops are like they don't have no control at home, so they try to exert their authority, with people that they encounter on the streets, right? So do you think that like people who are bad cops or like overly aggressive, they have like some type of mental instability?
Some do, and it's just some just grew up in areas where they're not used to certain people.
Mm-hmm.
Stereotype. So it's all about their surroundings, how they grew up, and how they've been exposed to some diversity. And what you just said, they got some like crazy authority thing. That's why some women, you gotta watch what police officers you date. For real. You just gotta watch it.
Mhm.
And like you got some police officers and they let you know they're aggressive in the beginning. They let you know. You catch on to it. They have like
Mhm.
a dominant trait, but you gotta catch on to it.
Mhm.
And you gotta watch out for it. Let's come
Yeah.
back.
It's kind of like what?
Yeah, come at you. You gotta be pay attention.
I can see that. There's been an increase of officers committing suicide. So they do mental check-ins with you all?
No.
Do you think they should?
I was going through my mental episode last year.
Mm-hmm.
I reached out because I wanted to use a person I was using before. My coworker died,
Mm-hmm.
and I was told I had to be work related. Now, I don't need to tell nobody what I'm going through.
Mm-hmm.
Mental health crisis. I just say I need help, and I should get help. So at some point, this conversation took place that I requested it, and a couple of people's like, "Look, he's asking. You got to help him."
Mm-hmm.
This is how politics work in the workplace and police officers, departments. Those that truly care, reach out personally and help you. But when they huddle up and get together, oh, we could be liable for this. Liability.
Mm-hmm.
Liability. So now you give me some little pussy ass pamphlets. They don't help me. So what I end up doing is going to my old therapist who's I had to pay out of pocket. He's expensive. I had to pay $100 an hour. It's an investment in myself.
Mm-hmm.
I did that. I paid $100 an hour and they know going through stuff like this, it lets me know how people truly feel about you.
Yeah.
We want to be there for you. It's an eye opener, you know what I'm saying, going through mental health and I'm like trying to reach out for help and people don't want to help. I know what I heard. I know what I heard. And I know what I said. So it's stuff like this I keep in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening to make decisions in my life. I know what decision I need to make because, you know, you can't stay somewhere where you can't be loyal to somebody that ain't loyal to you.
Yeah. So, okay. So let me ask you this, because the situation with your coworker, he passed while on duty. Well, the incident occurred while on duty.
Yeah.
Y'all were on duty together. So
Yeah.
why was that not considered work related?
No, this is different. That was 3 years ago that he passed.
Okay. Right.
My situation was last year.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that's why it's like, well, it's gotta be work related. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I'm up here like reaching out for help.
Mm-hmm.
If it's work related, I can get help.
Mm-hmm.
So after a few days passed, a few people reached out to me and I was getting some pamphlets. I'm like, look, man, something could have happened to me during the time I reached out for help, and then you guys offered. And it's only the CYA. It wasn't originally to help me out at CYA.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff kind of pisses me off. And like what people are up to and how they really feel about you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see why. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
get it. You know what I'm saying? No sweat. You know who's about you, who's not.
Mm-hmm.
Don't act like you fucking care about me when you don't. I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll either genuinely pretend any goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're real. You don't care about me. That's fine. I'm a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's super interesting. So, I hate to go down that route, but 3 years ago,
mm.
you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we talk about it.
All right. So, did you seek help after that or talk to someone after that incident?
I did. It was the same counselor I reached out to. I paid $100 an hour for.
Mm-hmm.
That was tough.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't handled right. When my coworker passed, a friend like whatever, dude, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked, we joked around. He left, did a prisoner transport, and we was always talking about how he was gonna get these 12-hour shifts and stuff like that. And he kind of like turned us back because he started working overtime and everything. So we laughed about it. So guess what? He croaked, he died. So I went a shift, left on the street. All that whole shift should have been sent home, replaced. We stayed on shift like an extra 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like tore up. I was like, if something happened, how can I respond?
Mm-hmm.
And we left on the street. So I went from like joking and laughing at like 11:05 to leading, not leading the procession, but leading his body downtown Chicago to the morgue. It's a tough situation. Um, it's stuff like that that people don't get good help for. When you deal with like traumatic events like that, you think you can be okay, and it's best to get some help. Like
Mhm.
I'll be honest with you, between that, my dad's death and stuff I went through recently last year, it's good to reach out to somebody and like get some therapy because that's important. Very.
Mhm.
It was a tough situation to deal with. But I did seek help though. I did get help.
Mhm. So what outlets do you have? Because you don't have an easy job, you don't want to bring it home. So how do you work off that? And you're not one, you don't let stuff get to you, you know what I'm saying? But at some point you got to let stuff, work it out. So how do you decompress, de-stress?
When I get home, sometimes, man, music, music is like the first thing I put on music. Like
Mhm.
not the devil's music, but I put on music. So like, man, music just send me back into like it relaxes you. And I'm talking about the older music, the old like maybe some R&B music, and maybe some free pop songs and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
music just like do that. And massages. I ain't got no actually talking massage. I ain't got no massage and it goes to get a massage. That's a different story.
So we got music. Music makes you feel good. Makes you happy.
This time my girls, they're so funny.
Mhm.
Every time my girl, they're so hilarious. So my two girls, 9-3, they got each other back. They be against me. So if it sounds like I'm yelling at Bella, my 3-year-old be like, Papa, don't yell at Bella. And Bella's like, when I'm cooking, Bella thinks she's the mama. I cook the food, she fixes the plate, she's trying to feed her first. 3-year-old. And she always asks me, what you want to do? I love spending time with them. They look out for each other. It's like they protect each other.
Mhm.
The cutest thing in the world. So like, man, just having those girls, like, man, even
Mhm.
though I don't get to see my son at all, but having them two together, like, that's like they're like not even 9 and 3. You go
Mhm.
to the store, they like the kids who run around the store. They don't do that. They like real little pretty girls, like they're like, they're a little different.
Mhm.
They're real particular. They tell you what they want, they tell you what they don't like. Don't worry. They ain't gonna just accept what you give them and be like, oh yes.
Say no. I don't like it. I don't want it.
Like I like hanging out with them. Like it is so hilarious and stuff. And talking to Bella, my oldest, is like talking to a 20-year-old.
Yeah, she's mature.
Very like talking about her in school. I asked her about school because she always got something funny to say about friends. I think she low key curses though when I'm not around though.
Absolutely, she's not.
She called them like today, man, they some bees.
That is funny. That is forever funny.
That's like when I'm around them, like been around them, it's like, man, like that's my heart. So
Yeah.
love them.
Okay.
That is dope. So all you little daddies out there that ain't been a dad, man, I need to. I don't know. This is dope though. I love being a father is the dopest thing in the world.
Pex wants to know: have they ever not liked someone that you've dated?
I will be so
It's uncut.
my girls are lovable, right? They try to like everybody. They don't like have issues, but I think my youngest one with the last one,
Mm-hmm.
she's kind of treated unfairly. She felt she wasn't a bad girl, so she's a sweet little girl. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that my oldest saw some things that she didn't like, and then they became less fond of her. They don't like, they real protective of each other. So Bella cried, didn't like the treatment of her little sister or whatever. So yeah, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They did. So
Yeah, don't
I
sugar.
don't know. It ain't just sugarcoat. It's like, yeah, they did that. At first they did. They thought they did. Then things changed. They didn't.
Mm-hmm.
The girls, they like everybody, but when they don't like you, something's wrong with you.
Something is awry.
Yeah, something's wrong with you. Like they sweet. They these girls, I take the place. They'll go to stores and they run around and stuff. They don't be loud and
Mhm.
all that stuff. They real calm. They tell y'all my business. They gonna tell you everything about me. No, you ain't got to talk to me no more. But in fact, you do part 2 with them. They'll talk a little bit too much.
You know what? I think that's an idea.
No, it's not. we're not doing part 2 with them. They talk a little bit too much.
Oh my goodness. I think that would be fun.
No, we're not getting those on here. They tell all my business.
We could do
All my business.
it'll be Meet the Hendos.
That's all we're gonna do is meet high.
Don't do it, girls. That is so funny. Peck said that they see things we don't. Absolutely. That is so true. They're like little human lie detectors.
Yeah, they like yes.
Yeah.
They're a blessing though. They got good mothers. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you though. Even though things didn't work out their mom, I mean things happen for a reason, but they are good mothers though. Mm-hmm. Good mothers. They are.
Absolutely. Peck said we need the real tea.
I'm not putting them on the show real tea. These girls like chitter chatter. Oh my goodness.
Oh God, that'll be hilarious. I'm gonna work on it, y'all. I'm gonna work on it. We go get the girls on the show. Somehow. All right, I'm pushing my luck here. All right. Ashley Davis called me out earlier. She said I was tired. I'm not tired. I'm actually, I'm kind of crazy. When I know the next day is Friday, I can stay up all night because I know the next day is Friday. Isn't that weird?
No, I do that too, though. That's why I work 9 shifts. I know on my Friday. I'm like, it's last day. I work all day.
I psych myself up, psych myself out. But I got some things to do. So, Jay Henny, part 2. We still gonna do part 2?
We still do part 2. It's not more to share. I said more information to reveal. Yeah, part 2 comes.
No sugarcoating, no political answers.
No sugarcoating. It's gonna be straight. It's raw and uncut. Always.
Always. I like it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And if you have a question that you want to ask Jay Hendo, hit me up and I'll put it out there. And we're going to put out some questions for wine therapy. Opportunity to put some questions out for wine therapy. So
all my business. Good night, y'all.